the process are being followed. Okay, now this can be for quality, risk, procurement, but the process. Hi and welcome to episode 4 of tips and tricks in PMP. The love that you people have shown through this series is just awesome, and this motivated to make me one more video. Initially I thought to make it a 3 series video, but now whenever I even have a 4 to 5 points, I will come back and I will try to add value into that. Do put in the comment box what do you think about it, and if you haven't liked or subscribed this YouTube channel, please do that. Let's go to the topics. We had, I guess, 48 points before. Now point number 49. First we will discuss something about quality, and then we will go to risk, and then we'll see as we move forward. Whenever the question says that you are checking the deliverable or the deliverable is being inspected, the tools that you use is called inspection. This is very important. Inspection happen in control quality when the deliverable has been completed and you want to whether check it meets the requirement or not, and you use quality management plan to verify it. Please understand that this is a internal to team. This is internal to team. It's like definition of done in agile. It is internal to team. The client has nothing to do it. And what do you get here? When the deliverable are okay according to the quality team, the deliverable is called verified deliverable. Okay, so if the question says you have a verified deliverable, it does not mean that it's client approved. It is only QC approved deliverable. I hope that makes sense. Whenever the question says that you want to check whether the process are being followed, okay, now this can be for quality, risk, procurement, whether the process has been followed or not. It is used for quality, risk or procurement. You will do audit. Okay, audit is checking the effectiveness of the process. So you check it according, if for quality you checking it the quality management plan, for procurement management plan, or if you want to do the audit of seller according to the agreement, and for risk you need to look according to the risk management plan. Okay, whenever the question says that you want to prioritize the things you want to focus, any kind of priority, want to list down the important defect, you will use Pareto chart. That is 20-80 principle. You want to categorize this, which are the most important thing you want to look into that. This can be that you have a list of the things you want to categorize. Okay, this is the important thing, I want to focus on it. Pareto chart will be used for that patent purpose. If you want to see whether the process is in control or not, or the process is going out of the control, or if you want to see that limits are right or not, or you are within that within the threshold limit, we will use control chart, a very important tool which checks why the points are outside and why they are inside. If you want to see that whether the process, the sequence of the steps have been followed or not, or you want to look at that what is the sequence of the step, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, something like that. If you want to check that, checklist is your go-to-go. You will look at the checklist as a tool, and if you want to count the defect, it will be check sheet, which you can call as the 54th point, check sheets. Okay, if you want to identify what is the real reason why this problem is happening, and the problem is resurfacing again and again, you want to go to the bottom of the problem, look into that. Okay, why this problem is resurfacing again and again. If you want to look into that, root cause analysis, also known as Ishikawa diagram, fishbone diagram, or YY diagram, multiple name. One more time, root cause analysis, Ishikawa diagram, YY diagram, or fishbone diagram will be used there. If you have a large amount of quantity and you want to like randomly check, for example, there are million markers and I work in the quality team, I want to make sure whether these are the right or not. The one way is I look all the markers and then check one or two and identify it, or the better way is to do the sampling. Maybe out of million I will just pick one or two and I will check whether these one or two meet the requirements or not. Now your sampling can be statistical sampling, mean after every 100 you check, or it can be random sampling, you just check it out of that. And when you do sampling, you can either have pass or fail, that is attribute sampling, or it can have a threshold into that. A very important tool that we use is known as correlation diagram. Okay, correlation diagram, it's also known as scatter diagram. If I want to, like if the question says that you have two variable and you want to check the relationship between them, the tool that you will be using for that will be scatter diagram. The question says that you want to check the relationship between them, correlationship them, how one impact the other, scatter diagram or correlation diagram will be answer for you. If you want to look at that along that time, okay, along the time how the things are going, so trend chart or trend analysis can be something that you can have a look into, that is known as trend chart, trend analysis. It's kind of a very important chart there. Acha ji, one of the tool that is used in quality as well as in risk is known as force field analysis. Whenever you like it is actually used in SWOT analysis, strength, weaknesses. You want to see shall I make a deliverable or shall I not make a deliverable. If they are focusing here and here, both sides are being focused, and you want to check both forces, which force has more important, is it the positive force or negative force, or in other way, do you have more opportunity or threat. Force field analysis can be used for that thing. I have not seen any question for a long time regarding this specifically force field in the exam, but still it is in the exam content outline. The next will be DOX or design of experiment. So design of experiment is a tool that is specifically used in designing. When you want to optimize the design, you keep on changing things. The goal is to go and make an optimum design which can generate the value for us. So that is basically kind of a DOX or design of X for you. I guess these are all the tools of quality. If you master them, you will be able to understand everything in the quality topic. One more tool of quality that I did not put it here is one of the actually important tools is cost of quality. Okay, it consists of cost of conformance, money spent to avoid failures like non-destructive testing, training cost, appraisal cost, and cost of non-conformance. Money spent because of failures like rework and warranty cost. In the exam, if the question says that the cost is from outside, which one of these costs is? Normally the answer is warranty cost. Or you are repairing it inside, what is it, in conformance or non-conformance? So you will go with the cost of non-conformance. And then we have quality matrices and we have benchmarking. Benchmarking is actually used to identify best practices when you are working into that, like what are the practices we are using in our organization, what are the best practices used out of the organization, and how we can correlate into that thing. Benchmarking. Another tool that is not used in quality but it's kind of a important tool, nominal group technique. So nominal group technique is a combination of 4 tools. First, the team comes, like if the question says that you are in a workshop where you are trying to rank the ideas, so which type of that, like it consists of 4 things. Brainstorming, first the team come, they brainstorm that. Focus group is brainstorming, so we use focus group, like relative people come there, they are doing brainstorming. Third thing is they are voting on it. okay, then voting a decision tool is used, and then they implement on it. So that workshop, the complete entire workshop is called as nominal group technique. I hope this tool makes sense to you. Further, since we are talking about the tools and technique, in the question it is said that you don't have a reserves or a new risk has occurred. Now I am going towards the risk topic. A new risk has occurred. Where would you get a new risk has occurred, identified? Where would you get the money for that? If even if the risk is identified, or if a risk has occurred means unidentified event issue has happened. For both things, you will go for a management reserve and you will raise a change request for that. Contingency reserves are always identified and already placed there. So we cannot, like if A is a risk, then new C risk is identified. You cannot put some money from A to C. No. If you haven't planned for C, you raise a change request to get that patent thing. I hope that makes sense about contingency and management reserves for you. When the question says that a risk has been completely eliminated, it is avoid. If the question says that the risk has been like minimized, it has not been completely eliminated, it will be mitigate. And of course, if you give it to other parties, it will be transfer. Okay, transfer. And similarly, if you have completely used that risk, if you have completely increased probability and impact, it will be exploit. Exploit is the most positive word in PMP. I keep on saying this thing. Exploit is the most positive words in PMP. Don't consider exploit as a negative word. No. It's the most positive words in PMP. And if you cannot increase probability and impact, you do enhance. And for transfer, we have share. A very important thing to remember, the risk owner can be anyone, and it is risk owner job to implement the risk response and check how much the residual risks are left. Important thing, if the question says that after the response residual risk is identified and it has not occurred yet, then it's a risk. Okay, it's a risk. If the remaining one has occurred and you did not identify, it becomes an issue. It goes back to again the same concept. Anything for which you have planned and before occurring you identified and make a plan, it's a risk. And if anything after occurring is identified, it's an issue. Same goes for the secondary risk concept. Secondary risk actually is a risk which occur because of the implementation of the primary risk. Secondary risk occurred because of the implementation of the primary risk, and if before occurring it is identified, you put in the risk register, tackled it accordingly, and of course you don't need the change request to handle that. But if it is identified later on, then for sure you need that. So we have come to the point 17. Maybe I'll keep adding it. I don't mind if you keep liking this video, if you comment it and share it to the people. That motivates me to make more and more videos, and you know that I make more content than any of the people combined, and that is one of the reason I'm the best PMP trainer. We are touching 350 PMP as of today. I guess today is Saturday, 7th or 8th June. I never remember the date. So if you want to become certified PMP, you can always contact us and we'll be more than happy to help you. We're the best PMP training organization. With that, thank you very much. Do like, comment and share, and do tell me which of the point was outstanding. And if you haven't watched the previous video 1, 2, 3, please do watch it. They are more important than even this one. It has agile, stakeholder and communication. And do put in the comment which else tips and tricks you think are important. I'll add it. Thank you. Bye bye. I hope that was great.